8 million metric tons of plastic trash enters the sea from land every year. The equivalent of 5 plastic bags filled with trash for every foot of coastline in the world. Across our ocean, plastic trash flows into circulation, dispersed almost everywhere, but concentrating in huge swaths in the midst of global currents, breaking down into smaller and smaller pieces, ingested by species across the marine world, and sinking to the bottom of the sea.
Hi, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sustainability Podcast, The Vanishing Blues. I hope everyone is having a great day. Before we start anything else, let us introduce ourselves. I'm Daisy General, your host, and I'm here with my amazing classmate.
Hi, I'm Gab Conejo, and today we will discuss SDG 14 Life Below Water, which we advocate.
We are excited to go further into this topic and hear everyone's thoughts.
Can't wait to dive into SDG 14 Life Below Water and see how it connects to math, science, and our daily lives.
Exactly. Alam niyo guys, when we think about ocean, ang parang madalas swimming or beach trips lang yung pumapasok sa isip natin. But in reality, our future depends on them. So today, we're not just talking about saving the oceans, we're exploring into real world problems, analyzing data, reflecting personally, and even using math to help us plan solutions. So let's dive in. All right, so Gab, can you give us the current status of the Philippines in achieving SDG 14 and why it matters?
Sure. So SDG 14 focuses on protecting marine life and using ocean resources responsibly. Ang problema, kahit na island country tayo and surrounded by water, we're also one of the top contributors to ocean plastic pollution. This matters because our livelihoods, food security, and tourism depends on healthy oceans. And when you think about it, it's kinda sad because being an island country, diba, we should be the ones taking care of the oceans the most. And it's not just economy. It's about environment and future generations too. Healthy oceans means more fish, thriving coral reefs, and safer coastal communities.
Exactly. Ngayon, ano naman yung mga contemporary issues na nagpapabagal sa progress, Gab?
Thank you, Daisy, for that question. Honestly, para sa akin, it's plastic pollution, overfishing coral reef destruction, and climate change. Weak enforcements of laws also make it harder to protect marine ecosystem.
Thank you so much for that wonderful answer, Gab.
Pero syempre, may mga current actions like coastal cleanups, yung pagban ng single-use plastics, at mga marine conservation programs. But kung gusto natin ng long-term na effect, we need pa rin ng mas mahigpit na law enforcement, mas sustainable na fishing practices, at syempre mas malawak na public awareness campaigns.
Yes, exactly. So even though there are many problems like pollution and overfishing and may mga current actions na rin, well, at the end of the day, every effort counts talaga. So kahit na small actions pa yan, may impact pa rin. So that reminds me of a short parable. It's a boy throwing a starfish back into the ocean after a big storm, and someone says, it's pointless, but he said it made a difference for that one. Like, nakaka-inspire, di ba? It shows us na even the smallest actions, kapag ginagawa mo siya consistently, it can create a really big impact, the environment and para na din sa future natin.
Exactly. This teaches us that personal responsibility and small consistent actions can create big waves of change. And for me, that's inspiring kasi it shows na even students like us can contribute to a better future.
Perfect! All right, so Gab, can you tell us more about how math connects to this issue?
Good question, Days. At first, parang walang connect, di ba? Kasi math usually feels abstract. Pero
Yeah.
actually, math can help us model real environmental problems. For example, in the Philippine Coral Reef Restoration Project, coral population can actually be modeled using this equation. P equals negative 0.005x squared plus 0.5x plus 1,000. So when we solve this, lalabas yung roots as x equals negative 400 at x equals 500. Siyempre, negative years, hindi na siya mag-make sense. So the
Yeah.
meaningful solution is 500 years. So that only means kung hindi tayo kikilos, pwedeng bumagsak ng husto yung coral population pagdating ng panahon. That is why important yung month. Kasi it helps us plan restoration like coral planting, monitoring reef health, and implementing protective measures. Parang predictive tool siya para alam natin kung saan dapat mag-focus.
Exactly. So basically, ang point mo, Gab, is that math, hindi lang siya subject or number. Kaya niyo ipakita kung gaano kabilis, dadami or bababa yung pollution or kung gaano katagal bago maapektuhan yung mga corals. Ang galing lang kasi math, it gives you, timelines, predictions, parang roadmap lang siya kung saan tayo papunta. Kaya kung tama yung actions natin ngayon, makikita rin natin yung numbers na may resulta talaga. So ngayon naman, let's talk about Filipino perspective on sustainability and personal responsibility. So Gab, can you share with us kung paano naman konektado ang Filipino culture dito?
Sure. Alam mo, in Filipino culture, we really value bayanihan. Yung pagtutulungan ng bawat isa sa community. Even though simple acts lang, like joining coastal cleanups or refusing single-use plastics, malaking reflection na yun ng kabutihan at responsibilidad natin sa kapaligiran.
Exactly.
And through our stories, makikita talaga yung values like perseverance at pagmamalasakit. So for example, yung starfish parable, it reminds us na kahit maliit lang yung effort natin, meron pa rin siyang positive effect sa community and sa buong mundo.
Yeah, so sa madaling sabi, ang Filipino values plus sustainability awareness equals to actions that really make difference. Okay, tama ba? So Gab,
Uh,
can you tell us more kung paano naman konektado ang science dito?
sure. So for example, Boyle's law explains kung bakit nagbabago yung pressure at volume underwater. Kaya kailangan talaga ng divers ng proper gear kasi delikado kapag masyadong mabilis yung pag-ahon. And then with Charles' law naman, it shows how ocean warming affects gas volumes. At dito nagkakaroon ng effect sa oxygen levels, fish behavior, at pati na rin sa coral health. So 'di ba, kita mo, science mismo nakakatulong para maintindihan natin kung bakit dapat alagaan yung oceans.
True. So, in short, gas law literally affects, marine life and diverse safety. So, yung science, hindi lang talaga siya theory, It's happening in real life situation talaga. And by understanding this, mas nakakapag-decide tayo based on, evidence, like paano yung changes ng temperature can guide reef protection and restoration projects.
And don't forget Gay-Lussac's law, which relates pressure and temperature at constant volume. If you heat up gas inside a fixed volume, pressure rises. Kunwari, in closed containers or even scuba tanks, when they're exposed to heat, the internal pressure increases, which can be dangerous if not monitored.
Wow. So all three laws basically connects to each other. Pressure, volume, and temperature are always interacting. So after everything we've shared, ay yung pinakamas tumatak sa Gab?
Para sa akin, yung parable yung tumatak talaga. Kasi parang reminder siya na kahit maliit lang yung ginagawa natin. Like pag nag-refuse ng plastic o pagsali sa coastal cleanups, may epekto pa rin. Simple lang siya tignan, pero pag tuloy-tuloy, doon talaga nagkakaroon ng totoong pagbabago.
I love that. Para sa akin naman, the most powerful part talaga is seeing how everything, connects. Like Yung math, nag-helps us kung paano mag-plan, science explain kung the why, and social study gave us the bigger picture, and lastly, stories inspire us to, actually act. Kapag pinagsama-sama mo lahat yon, hindi lang tayo natututo. We also reflect and we take action. And honestly, Gab, doon talaga nagsisimula yung real change. So, paano naman tayo as a student? What can we actually do?
For me, start small lang talaga. Like bawas muna sa paggamit ng plastic. Or kung may plastic ka na, i-reuse mo na lang. Tapos, i-encourage din natin yung family and friends natin na gawin din. Kasi simple lang siya pero effective talaga. And we can also use math and data to make things clear. Like i-plot yung coral growth or pollution trends. Tapos i-share sa community para mas makita nila yung problem.
Perfect. So for me naman, the most important talaga is to learn the science behind it. Kasi once alam mo na, mas madali mo siyang explain sa iba, mas naintindihan mo yung impact, and mas madali ka makakasali sa mga restoration projects. Kahit small steps lang, napakalaki ng impact nito. So, unfortunately, that's all time we have for today. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Sustainability, The Vanishing Blues. It's been an honor to be your host once again. I'm Daisy General.
I'm Gab Conejo. Stay curious and keep solving.
Let's keep learning, reflecting, and acting. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye!